Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am super excited for today's video. We are going to be doing another makeup diaries, so this is going to be episode 2. I was inspired to do this series because Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner does this series, and I just thought it was such a fun idea. So essentially I'm going to be showing you 7 different makeup looks from about a week and a half's worth of time. I wanted it to be just like a full week, but it really ended up, there was like a couple days I didn't wear makeup. So it's about 7 days worth of time. I am probably in Las Vegas when you're seeing this video, and so I plan to film a makeup diaries of all the looks that I create when I'm in Vegas, so keep an eye out for that. But that is what today's video is going to be. If you're interested in seeing these 7 makeup looks I have done recently, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project painting content, palette themed content, or just chit-chatting about makeup, I'd love if you'd consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. Hello you guys, welcome to day 1 in another week of makeup looks, another makeup diaries. This should be makeup diaries episode 2 if everything goes to plan, and today is Saturday, so I am just planning. I actually do need to run to the mall today. I have a work trip to Vegas coming up, and I need to piece together my outfits and see if there's anything that I need before leaving. I do feel like I need to find 1 pair of heels, so I'm planning to go to the mall today. I also need to drop something off at the post office. Oh, and when I'm at the mall, it's Sephora VIP sales going on, so I think I might do that dangerous thing where like I enter a store and see if there's anything I'm missing. Okay, let's chat about what is that? What is on my face today? I did dye my hair yesterday, so I still have like, you know when you dye your hair and then you have like all the forehead things going on, that is happening right now, so please ignore. All right, base today. For my base today, for primer, Glossier sent me over a package I think in February, and in that they included their Future Dew Oil Serum Hybrid. This is kind of similar to the Glow Recipe Dew Drops, but this is definitely much stickier. It does offer a really beautiful glow, and I've gone through a full bottle of this in the past. I did decide not to repurchase this in the past, and when they sent this over, at first I was kind of toggling back and forth on whether or not I wanted to give it to like my mom or my sister. I did selfishly decide to open this just because I was curious like how I would feel about it today, like 2 or 3 years after I went through a full one. And today was my first day using it. It is really, really glowy, just like I remember. It has this really interesting scent to it, and it is stickier. So if I was just doing primer and maybe like going for a walk and it was potentially windy out that day, I don't think I would wear this because I think it would be one of those primers that like your hair blows around and then like gets stuck in your face. So a little uncomfortable in that aspect, but once I have my foundation and all the things set over it, I don't notice it at all. So this is my primer today, and then I did a combination because, okay, I set my Dior Forever Natural Nude aside into the bin that was like ready to test products, and then yet again today for like the 8th time I was like, oh, I want to try it one more time to see if it just like, if I can make it look a little better on me. So I did a mixture of the Dior Forever Nude mixed with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter, and I do have a pretty, what feels like, at least in person, a pretty glowy base happening. I did go ahead and powder afterwards, but I actually like the way that my cheeks are even glowing. We'll get into those products. But that is the foundation combination. For my concealer, I am so close to finishing up the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Beautiful Radiant Concealer. I did purchase another one of these in the Sephora VIP sale, so that will be coming to me. So I would love to finish off this. The stopper's already out, like we're working our way through it, but this is my current favorite concealer. All right, for setting underneath the eyes, today I went in with the Nabla Baking and Setting Powder. This is currently pulled in my Shop My Stash, and I wanted to see how I felt about this powder in comparison to the Givenchy Prism Libre powder, which is my favorite loose setting powder for setting underneath the eyes. And while I do like this, I definitely feel like it looks a little bit heavy underneath the eyes, and I prefer the Givenchy to this powder. Maybe you'll see this in an upcoming declutter. I feel like the older I get, the less time I have to like use mediocre products, especially as your skin starts to age. If you find those products that really just work for you, like those are the products I want to stick to. And I just feel like the Givenchy powder is more flattering underneath the eyes. So honestly, like why would I ever choose the Nabla over the Givenchy? That's like kind of where I'm at. But this is my under eye setting powder, and then I went in and set the rest of my face using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powder foundation. This I was using to set my face during my last makeup diaries. This is just like my current go-to setting powder. I did forget to mention I did underpaint today. I put a bit of the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. I contoured my nose maybe a little bit too heavily, and then I contoured my face before going in with my foundation. And then I also did a mixture of these two products, but actually I didn't underpaint with these. These went over the foundation. So after I put my foundation on, before setting with the powder, for my cheeks, I went in with a mixture of I have the Merit Cream Blush in the shade Beverly Hills, which is this really beautiful, just light neutral pink. And currently the Saie Glow Sculpt highlighter, like cheek product in the shade Pinkglow is going in a project, so I need to get some uses out of this. And I thought that I don't love this as a like where I normally highlight. I do like it like right here, but it is a little bit too deep for me, especially when I'm at my fairest, that I just don't think it's flattering like around like the orbital bone, like around this area. But I do like this kind of like on the high points of my cheek down to like where I would also place blush. So I thought to myself today, for the first time, this is the first time I've tried this mixture, let me just mix these two together and kind of, I basically just stippled it in from like the apple of my cheek up to like close to my like the corner of my eye. Am I making any sense? So I did that, and then I set with the powder afterwards. I thought this combination was so beautiful. Even if I wasn't going for like full glam, like with powder, like setting with powders, if I wasn't going for that, like if I was just doing like a tinted moisturizer and wanted like a glowy blush on the cheeks, this is a really beautiful combination, and I'm excited to keep playing around with it. I did also use a powder bronzer on my face, so after setting with the powder, I went in with my Nomad Sydney Bathurst face palette, and I went in with the matte bronzer for my bronzer. And then for my blush, I pulled out my Bare Minerals bronzer in the shade Kiss of Pink, and I just kind of tapped it over where, not where I had that powder, but where I had this combination. Kiss of Pink on top, and then I did not add any additional highlighters. So a lot of this glow, honestly, is really coming from this Saie product, I feel like. My eyes today are the What's Up Beauty Dragon Eye eyeshadow palette. This is currently going in my No Pan Left Behind project, and to create this look I kind of went for purple, and then I also wanted to use the shade Scales, which is so beautiful. But I went in with this shade right here, Spikes, in my crease. I have Powerful on the outer corner, and then on the lids I went in with this shade Monster all over my lid, and then I tapped the shade Scales kind of in the center, but also still kind of all over the lid. And then I went in with the shade Magic right here and brought that into like the inner corner, and then up like the first third of my eye. And that is the look that you are seeing today. In my waterline, I have from Essence the Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil in the shade Silky Nude, so that my eyes would pop a little bit. And I really do like the way that this look turned out. It's a little bit grungy, like not necessarily something I would wear to work, but we're gonna wear this beautiful grungy purple and green look to the mall. And then my Danessa Myricks Groundworks eyeshadow palette is of course what I have in my brows today. I did set it with the Benefit 24-hour brow setter, and then my lip combination to end it off is, I'm like, where's my Lawless lip gloss? I have the ColourPop Barbie lip pencil in the shade Golden Beach for my lip liner. I've been getting into lip liner, you guys. I've been trying. And then I put on the Persona liquid lipstick in the shade OG. It's interesting, this lip liner was a little bit cooler, and I feel like this is more warm leaning, but I really like the combination of those two together. And then we all know how much I love to have glossy lips, so I did put the Lawless Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Gloss in the shade Annie all over the lips to add this beautiful shine. And I really do like the way that the lips turned out. They're maybe a little bit warmer than I typically prefer, but I feel like they work, although I do have a more cool toned eye look on. So like honestly, it would have been really cute to do cool toned lips, but this is the final look today. I haven't set with a setting powder, or not setting powder, with a setting spray. So I will take a little bit of my Revolution Sport Fix Spray. I want you guys to see how annoying this like sprayer gets every time. Like for someone, maybe this is a sign that like I shouldn't spray so much. But I have really dry skin, and honestly any mist on my face just feels good, even though I think this has alcohol and so it's probably drying my face out. But I do really like this for a finishing like setting, like a lock it in setting spray. So that's my spray, and this is my first look of the week. Wish me luck. Hopefully I find shoes that I like, and hopefully I find not shorts, but maybe shorts. Like I need some shorts, but I'm also like, what size shorts do I wear anymore? So we'll just see what happens. We'll just see what happens. But this is the final look for today. Let's move on to day 2. Good morning. Welcome to day 2 in Makeup Diaries. I skipped 2 days. I didn't wear makeup on Sunday, and then I did not film my Monday look because I was like dashing out the door for work. So I apologize. There'll be a couple extra days on the tail end of this. But today is Tuesday. I'm off to work, and this is my work look today. So we can start with the eyes. I have on the Ensley Groovy Garden eyeshadow palette right now, and I tried to keep it as work appropriate as I could, and actually this look did not take super long to create. So I used Earthy Ember as well as Mystic Mauve, and I used that to kind of build up my crease. I did do just a little bit of Hazy Dreams on the very outer corner to kind of darken it or deepen it up just a little bit. But then on my lids I have Lava Lamp on the very like outer, like not even third, but like outer like 6th of my eye. And then I have the shade Vintage Vibes kind of over that on the outer third of my eye. And then I have the shade Jazzed tapped all over my lid, which is this really beautiful kind of iridescent green peachy sort of shift. It kind of reminds me a lot of the green shade in the Pat McGrath Bronze Seduction palette. It's so pretty, and I absolutely love the way that this look turned out. So that is what is on my eyes. Brows are the same as they always are. I just used the shade Sculpted out of my Danessa Myricks Groundworks palette, and then I used my Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. For my lashes, I have a combination of the Tarte Lights Camera Splashes with the 5D Lash Pow from Makeup Revolution, and as always, I curled my lashes after that using my heated lash curler. My lip combo today is the Vive Velvet Sands lip liner. I've been getting so much more into lip liner, you guys. Like my lip liner era has finally come. So I have this, and then over top of that I have the Rare Beauty balm in Nearly Natural. This is something I would like to finish this year. It's not my favorite lip product, but I have gone through a full size of this in the past. And then for my base, you guys, I went in with my Milani Chill Out Primer. I am currently working my way through this. I love this primer so much. It's so beautiful. It has this nice cooling sensation, but then it also is like pore filling, but it's also silicone free. It's such a nice primer. For my concealer, I have the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer, my favorite concealer. And then for foundation today, I feel like I might regret this because I feel like it's lighter coverage than I am looking for today, but that's okay. I have the Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop Blur Smooth Tint Stick. This is such a beautiful product. Putting it on today, even I'm like, I forgot just how easy it is to like blend this out, and it really just does kind of like smooth and blur your skin without providing like this thick layer of foundation. So it is a really beautiful product. I did set my eyes using the underneath my eyes using the Givenchy Prism Libre powder in the shade Viola Rose. This is my favorite under eye setting powder. And then I did go over top of my foundation, so I went over my face to set everything using the Fenty Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation. I have mine in the shade 170. For bronzer today, I went in with the matte bronzer out of the Nomad Cosmetics Sydney Bathurst palette. I do really like this bronzer. And then over top, I went over it with the Kosas Beachy, the Sunshine bronzer in the shade Beachy. I'm trying to decide if I want to keep this in my collection. I will say it's not as glowy as I remember it. Like I was thinking it was going to be more like a bronzy highlight, but it's not like shimmering to, outer space today. So maybe this does have a place in my collection. For my blush today, I did use a cream blush slash highlight pairing. I've been really enjoying this combo. This is the Merit blush stick in the shade Beverly Hills, which is this really beautiful kind of like neutral pink shade. And I mixed that with the Saie Glow Sculpt in the shade Pinkglow, which is this really beautiful but very glowy pink shade. And I kind of just tapped that from like right here all the way up to like where the corners of my eyes would be. And then over top of that, I went in with MAC Warm Soul, which is just such a tried and true staple, neutral, natural blush in my collection. And I really like the way that that turned out. And then for my highlight, I used the Vesca Beauty highlighter in the shade Moonlight, which I also really love this for like a more champagne but not like too golden. Like it's a really, really beautiful highlight. I wish Vesca was still a brand. But those are all of the products that are on my face today to create this look, and I am off to work, but you guys are off to go watch Makeup Diaries day 3. Hello you guys, welcome to day 3 in my Makeup Diaries. Today is Wednesday. I'm off to work. We ended up we're looking a little dramatic for work, as always happens, but that's okay. And I'm not currently loving the complexion. The last time I self-tanned, I didn't use a mitt and I was just using my like self-tanning spray. I have never looked patchier. My self-tan has never, I look like a leopard. Like there were some tan spots, some mist spots, and I leave for Vegas a week and a day from today. And so I'm like trying to like scrub the last remaining remnants from my body. I'm trying to get so hydrated this week so that I can have like the perfect self-tan for Las Vegas next week. And so some of my like lighter foundations, I just, you know, sometimes I just, you know, I'm more confident with a self-tan. But let's get into what is on the face today. So for my base, this is the first time I'm trying my white mixer, and I mixed it with my Iconic London Super Smoother tinted moisturizer. I really, really enjoy this. I will say I'm feeling like a wee bit dry, but I have been like, I sprayed multiple times with my Evian facial spray, and I do feel like that helped. I also went over top with my Hourglass powder to help, but I feel like we're just looking like a little heavy. We're just looking a little heavier than I personally would prefer, but I have these two mixed for my foundation. I do have the Charlotte Tilbury concealer for my favorite concealer. I'm almost done with this little mini. I've taken the stopper out. I'm literally scraping at the sides, and actually right after filming this, I'm going to be filming my Sephora VIB sale haul, and I picked up another concealer. I did set both my under eyes as well as my whole face using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation. I will say I feel like this helped me feel a little bit better about how things were sitting on my skin. These two just on its own, I wasn't absolutely in love with. And then like I said, I did go over it with my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette just as a finishing powder. And I really just mixed these two together to use as a powder all over my face. My bronzer is the Nabla Skin Bronzing in the shade Ambra. I am whipping this back out, trying to get use out of it, trying to finish this up this year. We'll see. This is a baked product, and I have tried to pan this to completion, and I've worked on this so much, and yet I don't even have a pan in this. So this is the bronzer today. For my blush and highlight, I did do this combo again. Like I said, I have been absolutely loving this. It is the Merit Beverly Hills Cream Blush mixed with the Saie Glow Sculpt in the shade Pinkglow. Really enjoy those two on the cheeks. And then I just went over top with the Lunar Beauty with my Lunar Beauty Moon Prism blush palette, which I've been absolutely in love with lately. And I just mixed the shade Pink Moon and Viole. I don't know how to say this shade name, but that I just kind of tapped again, kind of like from the apples of my cheek up to about here, and then I didn't do an additional highlight. So we're looking really glowy on the cheeks. I am someone that personally likes more of a glow because I'm so dry that when I can make myself look like I've actually drank water and not just Celsius energy drinks, I appreciate it. My lip combination today is the ColourPop Barbie lip liner. I feel like this is like the lip liner I use every single day. I'm currently trying to pan this, and it's like the perfect cool toned pink. We're getting, you know, we're probably only actually about halfway through, but I'm proud of myself for what I've accomplished on that. Okay, then I went over that with my Charlotte Tilbury Very Victoria lipstick, and then I topped it off with my Rare Beauty balm in Nearly Natural. I actually really like the way that the lips turned out today. I will bring this with me to work for my work glass today. And then for my brows are the same as they have been. We all know I use the Danessa Myricks for my brows, lashes, Lights Camera Splashes, as well as the 5D Lash Pout. And on my eyes today, okay, I busted out my BH Cosmetics 90s Dance Remix palette. I knew I wanted to do something for something neutral for work today, and that is a palette that I would consider kind of on my chopping block, and I included it as my picked palette for my No Pan Left Behind. I started an eye look today and the quality just isn't there anymore. The muddy disaster I had on my eyes, I literally went and wiped it off, set that palette aside, will be decluttering, and then I pulled out the Nabla Read My Mind eyeshadow palette because this is another one that I've been thinking about potentially decluttering, so I just kind of wanted to pull it out, give it a chance. And I used this quad of shades to create this eye look, and I will say, like, this reminds me of the Natasha Denona mini Biba in that I feel like I'm really frustrated creating the look, but then I look at this and I'm like, I actually like the way that the look turned out. But I will say, just pulling this out to use this, I was so uninspired. I feel more inspired like reaching into the Natasha Denona Gold, which maybe has less color, but I just know how much I like the shades in that palette. I think I will likely end up decluttering this palette as well and just pass it along. Like my sister or my mom could get a ton of use out of this. Just someone that's going to use it more than me, because I just don't see myself being excited to reach for this, because yeah, I just wasn't this morning. In my waterline, I do have the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On in the shade Mildew, which is like this kind of mildew green. I really like that. On the inner corner of my eye, I have my Vesca highlighter in the shade Moonlight, and then I did put the KVD Dazzle Stick in the shade Hail Surge all over the lid. I have been absolutely in love with this. I remember like first reviewing this, I was like, this is just really not the product for me. I like it, but it's just not a product I find myself reaching for. And then I rolled this into my Deca Panning Project Pan and gave myself a 10 use goal. And I have reached for it, I think the last like 7 or 8 days in a row that I've done my makeup. I find a way to like incorporate it into my eye look. It is this really beautiful champagne cream shadow with like pink and blue and silver sparkle running throughout, and I just think it is so freaking pretty. I'm so happy with this. I was thinking about purchasing another one of these Dazzle sticks, either with my Ulta 20% off coupon or during the Sephora VIB sale. And then I was looking at everything and I was like, I think this shade works so well for me because it's so versatile. But I shouldn't buy another shadow stick just knowing I don't reach for shadow sticks. So I didn't buy another Dazzle stick, but I highly, highly, highly recommend this one. I'm so impressed with it. But that is everything on my face today to create this look. And I'm like fine with it. My base is not my favorite. It's so interesting because as I was doing the eyes, I always do my eyes first. I was like, I absolutely hate the way that my eyes turned out. And now I'm like, okay, I actually really like the way my eyes turned out. But I'm just not excited about this palette. The palette that I am excited for, oh my gosh, I saw Blushing Bookworm on Instagram posted like a reel of swatching MAC Satin Taupe. And when I tell you guys, I wore no makeup in high school and college except for MAC Satin Taupe all over my lids. Like I didn't do my brows, I didn't wear, I just had, it was like MAC Satin Taupe was like the only thing in my makeup bag. This is a true. I went through so many MAC Satin Taupe like little potted singles. I'm not lying, I probably went through at least 5 or 6 full pots. And so when she like had that reel, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a throwback. And then I was like, you know what? I feel like I might be really into MAC Satin Taupe. Then I went onto the Ulta website and realized that MAC single potted shadows now are $23. And I think maybe you can buy just like the pan on the MAC website for significantly cheaper. But I was like, okay, that's ridiculous. But then, and let me get the exact name Okay, then I was searching and MAC has these little 6-pan eyeshadow palettes, and it's the Connect in Color eyeshadow palette in Encrypted Kryptonite. I'll post a picture of it right over here. And it has MAC satin taupe in it, and it's $23, and it's this really, really beautiful cool tone palette. Like, I feel like this would be such a good everyday travel palette, like cool tone, like definitely getting like a glam smoky eye, kind of like similar to what I have going on here, just like a very cool toned, what could be like a very bold look. And so it's in my Ulta cart because I really want MAC satin taupe again, and MAC satin taupe is in this palette. So let me know if you think I should buy that. Maybe that will end up being my birthday gift to myself. I'm currently building like a small cart. I did just place an order. I have that MAC palette, and then I also have the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty highlighter wand in Pinkgasm Sunset, because as I was getting ready today, I was watching Angelica and Amy's How to Get Ready With Me in New Orleans, and Angie has on that Charlotte Tilbury light wand, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, her cheeks look so juicy and beautiful. So if you guys have any other things you think I should buy myself for my birthday, let me know. But this is day 3. I'm going to be filming my Sephora VIB sale haul, and then I'm going to be off to work. So I hope you guys have a great day. Now on to day 4. Good morning, you guys. It is very early in the morning. It is just 6 o'clock. So I think I like the way that this makeup look looks, but like also my eyes are still glazed over from sleep. So it's like, you know, when you're like fuzzy and you can't even like see everything straight, that's how we're feeling. But this is day... Are we on day 4? I think we're on day 4. Today is Thursday, so I'm wearing this look to work. And yesterday, I finally got all of the items that I purchased during the Sephora haul, so I wanted to try them out on my face today. So many of the items on my face are from my Sephora VIB sale haul. If you've missed it, I'll leave it linked down below. But I didn't purchase an eyeshadow palette during the sale. So actually what I have on my eyes today is a combination of the Lawless, the Glam one, mixed with my Rowan Mood Forever quad. So I actually took this shade right here out of the Rowan Mood Forever, and I just put that on the inner third of my eye. I feel like for some reason, like I'm like looking in the camera and I'm like, my eyes don't look totally done. Maybe it's because my part is, maybe it's my hair. I don't know. Anyway, I put that on the inner third of my eye, and then I took a little bit of this shade right here on the outer third, and then I used the shade to blend it all together, and then popped this all over the lid, and that is the look that you are seeing. I actually really, really like the way that this turned out. I figured this would be an easy palette for me to quickly complete No Pan Left Behind style before next month. And then also on the inner corner, I used a shade out of the Ensley Rain Flower Moon palette, and I currently have the shade Flower Moon in my inner corner, which I think is such a pretty inner corner highlight. For mascara today, I opened my new Rare Beauty mascara. I'm so excited to try this one. I've been wanting to try this one for what feels like years at this point in time. And off of first impression, I literally have had this on for maybe 10 minutes. So who knows how it'll wear throughout the day, if it'll transfer. But off of first impression, I do really like this mascara. I really like the wand. It's like a natural bristle wand, and I really liked the way that it made my eyelashes kind of look a little bit fluffier, a little bit fuller. So far so good with that. Brows are the same. Danessa Myricks Groundworks palette. I don't know what I'll do without this palette going forward. And then for my base, so for my primer today, I have the One Size Secure the Glow Tacky Hydrating Primer. I'm going to be really curious to see how my base wears throughout the day. I'm really happy with the primer foundation situation. I'm not so sure about the bronzer. But I have this on for my primer, and then I finally picked up the Haus Labs foundation. I wanted to know what all the hype was about, and I will say, even putting this on my skin, I was so impressed off of first impression. It is so thin, but provides really, really beautiful coverage and kind of gives that like healthy glow skin-like finish, which is exactly what I'm looking for. For reference, I have mine in the shade, I think 165. Of course, it's not on this actual bottle that I'm seeing. I think I have 165, and I will say it was definitely too deep for me, like at my fairest, so I did like bring it all the way down my neck. But I think this is going to be a really beautiful shade match for me as I self-tan. It's a little bit cooler, but I'm more like cool complected. I don't know, for first impressions, I really like that. Then I have my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Radiant Concealer underneath my eyes. I purchased this in a full size, and I purchased one shade lighter favorite concealer currently. I have the Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Powder underneath my eyes, and I will say I feel like this is a little bit heavier personally than the Givenchy Prism Libre, and off of first impressions I think I'm gonna like the Givenchy one better. But first impressions, for bronzer, I went in with my Gucci bronzer in the shade 1, and I will say I did not set my entire face, and so I feel like it's a little bit muddy here, but I feel like that could be because I didn't set my face, and maybe, I don't know, it could be a mixture of different things. So I'll continue to try this. As I was putting it on my forehead, I was like, I do really like it, and maybe now, okay, maybe now it's not. There is something that happens where I keep getting these, like, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know how I think about this just yet, but I do feel like I'm gonna like the more rosy tone to it, so we're gonna keep trying that. For my blush, I have on the Rare Beauty blush in the shade Cheer, which I was really nervous to go into the skin with this. I'm literally off to work after filming this video, and so I was like, okay, this could go really south and I could look really ridiculous today at work. It's National Pet Day, the day that I'm filming this, and we're taking a picture like with pets outside for like our work Instagram. So like I don't want to look crazy, but speaking of the dogs barking, I mean, I think the dogs might be barking at me with this blush on. I really like the way that it went onto the cheeks. It definitely is obviously very glowy, so you're gonna have to like a glowy cheek. I did not go in with a separate highlight, and I'd be really curious to see like if I place a blush, like more of like a matte blush underneath this and then use this as a blush topper. I'll be really curious to see how I like it that way. I think that'll be really beautiful. And then I think we're just on to lips. So I will say, when I was doing my makeup, I put on the Henricksen Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. This feels absolutely divine. There is something about the formula, and there's something about the applicator. It's just like, it's just your standard applicator, but there is something about the way that like the formula feels on the applicator as it's applying. It feels so luxurious. I've tried this twice because I used it last night as well. Really happy with this off of first impressions. This is so good. I have mine in the shade Cocoa Crush, but what's actually on my lips right now, I did go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in the shade Iconic Nude and just lined the outer perimeter of my lips. And then I really was interested to try the Too Faced Kissing Lip Jelly. I have mine in the shade Bubblegum. You guys, this feels so nice on the lips. This is described as a juicy lip oil, like a gloss oil hybrid. I think I'm gonna log on and order at least 1 or 2 more shades in this, because like, this feels so comfortable on the lips. It feels nourishing like a lip oil, but a little bit thicker, but not in like a thick goopy way. Like a thick, comfortable, very smooth. This is so smooth. Like, do you see there's like glittery texture, and it does sparkle on the lips, but there's not an ounce of grit. It is like one of the smoothest lip products I feel like I felt. It's not sticky at all, but it feels like it's gonna be long lasting. And it feels nourishing as well as glossy. Like, I can't describe it, but it's so nice. Now, for like a really juicy Lawless Forget the Filler sort of effect, like, I think there's a time and a place for my Lawless Forget the Filler. Like, this is still currently a favorite. I've only tried this one time, but I feel like this could become also a new favorite, and like these two could be my tippity tops. But again, this is the first time I'm trying it. So those are all of the things on my face for today's look. I'm gonna quickly go get dressed for work, head out to work. But I'll meet you guys here in just a moment for day 5 in Makeup Diaries. Hello, you guys. Welcome to day 5 in Makeup Diaries. It is Friday. It's Friday, and this is the makeup I'm wearing to work today. So I really am still trying to like lean into all of the products that I picked up during this Sephora VIB sale haul. Really get going on them right away to test them out so that I can come back and let you guys know what I think. But we can start with what is on the eyes today. Same as yesterday, just different colors, because I am trying to no pan left behind my Lawless the Glam one eyeshadow palette. And so I have this entire top row on my lids today, and then I was feeling like it wasn't quite punchy enough, so I did go into my Ensley Rain Flower Moon eyeshadow palette, and I popped the shade Bloom all over the lid as well. And I really oh my goodness, I really like the way that bloom shade looks with this look. I feel like it came together really, really well. I do have the Hindash liquid liner on my, like, I tight lined with it. So that is on my upper lash line. My brows is my Danessa Myricks Groundworks palette. I do have the Ilia eyeliner in the shade Dusk in my waterline. And then my mascara today is the Rare Beauty, I forget what they call this, but I have the Rare Beauty mascara on, which I wore yesterday and I really liked. I didn't feel like I got like smudging like I do, and I didn't feel like it looked like I had a black eye at the end of the day, which I feel like I've been struggling with my mascaras lately. So I'm really happy with that. Okay, for my base today, I'm really excited about my base. So I went in with my Patrick Ta Secure the Glow Tacky Hydrating Primer for the second day in a row. I really enjoyed this yesterday. It really truly does feel almost like a hydrating gel as you're applying it. It just feels really nice on the skin, and I do feel like it offers a good tack as well. So I'm excited about this one so far. And then I whipped out my Very Valentino foundation because one of you guys commented in my haul warning me about Valentino foundations expire. Like, a lot of people have been getting, like, I guess expired foundations, like they're past their expiration. So I checked and mine expires in October of this year, so about 6 months of time. So I'm like, we got to use this one quickly. And I will say off first impressions, first of all, it's too dark for me. I do plan to self tan tonight. So, you know, we're gonna be tanning, but I did bring it down my neck for that reason, but it's definitely too dark for me. But I actually did not set my face, which usually I will set my face. I feel like off of first impressions, it's almost like the Guerlain in, like, it's almost like this, like, satin matte or demi matte, where, like, it still looks like healthy skin, but it almost has this, like, matte pore perfecting finish to it. And I was really, really happy with it off of first impressions. Again, I've only had this on now for about 30 minutes, so who's to say how this will wear throughout the day. But off of first application, unfortunately, I think I'm going to be liking this one, because I say unfortunately because it's so expensive. I don't know what it is about me, just like in high-end foundations, but like I seem to like the pricier foundations. So this is what is on my, as for my foundation. My concealer is my Charlotte Tilbury Radiant Magic Concealer, a favorite concealer, and I did set underneath my eyes, but that's the only place that I set today. I went in with my Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Cake Under Eye Setting Powder. I don't mind this, but I feel like it's not quite, or this is heavier than my Givenchy Prism Libre, and almost looks a little bit drier underneath the eyes than this one. I feel like this one is just a little bit more perfecting for me and my skin type and my under eyes, but I've only used this a couple of times, so who's to say it won't grow on me. My bronzer is a combination of, so I picked up the Gucci #1 during this VIB sale, but I had picked up Gucci bronzer #3, Gucci bronzer, #3, like very end of 2023. So I actually put this one on today just because like the foundation was a little bit darker, and I will say this is really powdery. It's very buttery, very smooth. It applies really, really nicely, but it's pigmented, and a little bit goes a long way. And I am someone who can be pretty heavy-handed with my makeup, so I have to be careful with this one, but I do like the way that it applies. I also topped a little bit, just like a little bit of the Kosas Sun Show bronzer in the shade Beachy. I'm trying to decide if I want to keep this product. I might film a chopping block video. I pulled out a few products that like I'm kind of trying to think, do I really want these anymore? And so I might film a chopping block video, so keep an eye out for that. And this would be a product that's currently on the chopping block, but I've used this now 2 or 3 days and I kind of like it. Like, I'm not hating it like I thought I did. I did go ahead and use my Hourglass finishing powder just all over my face a little bit to kind of like blend everything together. My cheeks is, okay, so I used the Rare Beauty Cheer Powder Blush again, but before putting this on my cheeks, I went in with my Lunar Beauty, this is like my favorite face palette at the moment, my Lunar Beauty Moon Prism blush palette, and I went in with the shade Pink Moon. So just the lightest pink blush, kind of like this more cool toned baby pink, and I just popped that onto the cheeks. What's so interesting is this, I almost feel like has a bit of like a pinky lavender, not like lavender, but like kind of lavender. sort of finish. And I was just listening to Kelly Gooch talk about the Rare Beauty blush in the shade Cheer. And she was saying how she feels like there's almost like this lavender-like reflection to it. So I topped this obviously on top, almost like a blush topper today. And I feel like I really like the way that these two pair together. Yesterday, I felt like my cheeks looked a little bit almost like a cool toned pink metallic, and I wasn't loving, but today I do really like the way that these two blushes have layered together. And then I didn't go in with a powder highlight, but I did go in with my rose ink highlight on the like top points of my cheek, and this is in the shade Opalescent. And we'll just kind of see how this wears throughout the day. I do have a pan on this highlight, and I was just gonna try and see like how much more can I expand this pan. Is this something, if I use this on the body, can I finish this year? This is a product I can tell because I have to like kind of warm up the product with my finger most times that I use it and kind of like scrape off the top dry layer. I feel like this product is gonna go bad by the end of the year, so I would love to get good use out of it. I set my face today using the Revolution Sport Fix. I like this, but I just hate the sprayer on this. Plus, I have the Benefit Goof Proof for when I'm done with this. So, and then my lip combination I am so pleased with. So I have the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in the shade Iconic Nude for my lip liner. And then I went over top of that with my Ulla Henricksen Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment in the shade Cocoa Cream. This feels like a luxurious treat for your lips. First of all, there is something about the applicator. I don't know how to describe it, but it literally just applies. It applies so smooth. It almost feels like a massage for my lips. I just love the feeling of this applicator. Specifically, there's something just so smooth about it. But also, this lip treatment feels like it's actually like nourishing and hydrating my lips. And it's also just so comfortable. Like it almost feels like a pillowy just dream, honestly, for the lips. I am so impressed with this lip product. I think I like this one better even than the Summer Fridays. I swear they came out with like a hot coral like orangey shade, but now it's like suddenly disappeared. I absolutely would want that shade. If they expand their shade range, I would 100% purchase more of these. I'll have to go take a peek at what their current shades are too. I'm really pleased with the shade Cocoa Cream. This is like, I love a like brownie lip, so this is like perfect, but like it even like makes your lips look really juicy and glossy, but it is so comfortable. So happy with this. As well as, you guys, yesterday I wore the Too Faced Kissing Lip Gloss, or the lip this. Loved that too. I like definitely want to pick up more shades in both of these, so really pleased with those. But that is everything on my face today. I am supposed to be at work 10 minutes ago, so I should probably get going. I will see you guys for day 6. Hello and welcome to day, I believe, 6 in my makeup diaries. I actually just got done filming a get ready with me, a Sephora get ready with me, so this look is in a get ready with me, but for the sake of this makeup diaries and getting it like getting enough looks and getting it up when I want to get it up, I'm gonna share with you guys what is on my face today, in case you also just don't like get ready with me's and didn't watch that. I'll let you know what's on my face. So for my primer today, I had gone in with my One Size Secure the Glow, and then for my foundation, I used the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint. This combination though was pilling like crazy, so then I wiped my face off and I went in with the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Glow Serum, and I paired it with this, and I still definitely got some pilling and just some like crusties like around like my chin and mouth area. So I'm gonna have to keep trying this one out, but I was not like, this didn't become an instant favorite, but that is what is on my, that's what's on for base today. I also have the Charlotte Tilbury concealer. I can't stop using it. I did set the entirety of my face today using the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Cherry Blossom Powder. Definitely a very mattifying powder, and it looks a little bit heavy. I feel like in person, maybe on camera, it's coming across more blurred, but it's probably not something I would do like in real life every single day. My bronzer is my Gucci bronzer in the shade 1. And then for my blush today, I went in with the Patrick Ta blush duo in the shade She's the Moment. This is a really, really beautiful blush duo. I really, really enjoy it. I did get some eyeshadow fallout on the tops of my cheeks, so if you're seeing like a shadow that looks possibly like a bruise there, it's because I did my eyeshadow last and there was definitely some shadow fallout. I do really like this blush. I feel like it is this really beautiful kind of like peachy pink sort of sunburnt blush look, which I really loved a sunburnt blush, and now I'm like leaning into like nudes and peaches, but I feel like for like a peachy pink sunburn, like I could be getting a lot of use out of this summer. I really like the way that this one turned out. And I went in, as Patrick Ta like recommends to do with this product, I went in first with the powder and then topped it with the cream. The cream is extremely pigmented. Even like tapping it off onto my hand a little bit and then going on the cheeks, like I still went over with my foundation beauty blender to like try and like tone the clown cheeks down just a wee bit. So just be a little bit leery of that. I don't have a highlighter on my face today, and I used my Danessa Merrick's Groundworks eyeshadow palette for the brows. And then for my eyes today, I have the ABH Nuevo palette on my eyes. This is something that I picked up from Sephora a couple years ago, but I didn't pick up a new palette during this most recent Sephora VIB sale. So I used this eyeshadow palette today, and I actually just went in with this shade on the very outer third of my eye and then blended it with this shade right here. On the lids, I put a little bit of my KVD Dazzle Stick in the shade Hail Surge, and then I topped it with the shade Lily right here. And I like the way that this look turned out. It's actually like much more toned down than I usually end up with. But I will say I struggled a little bit in the beginning to get these two to blend nicely together. I like the way that the final look turned out, but at first I was like, oh, what is happening here? But I do like the way that the final look turned out. My mascara today is the Rare Beauty mascara. Obviously, I curled my lashes with my heated lash curler as well, but I've really been enjoying this mascara. I feel like it does offer a lot of length, and then it also offers kind of like this fluffy volume that's not like clumpy. I do really enjoy this so far. And then I put a lot of things on my lips throughout that try on. I started out with the Tower 28 Lip Softy. I'm not a fan of this at all. I don't think this is a good product. And then I went in with the Fenty Skin Lip Oil, and then I finished at the end of the Get Ready With Me. I have on the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Iconic Nude, topped with the Too Faced Lip Jelly Gloss in the shade Bubblegum. So I think that's everything that's on my face today. I know that was like a really quick chat through, but like I said, if you want to see me actually applying all these things to my face, I'll leave that try on down below. But other than that, we are off to the final day in Makeup Diaries. Hello you guys, welcome to day 7 of Makeup Diaries. I have all of the makeup products on my face today, and I kind of did a trial run today for my makeup that I'm bringing with me to Las Vegas, which I am planning to film a Makeup Diaries in Vegas, which I'm so freaking excited about. But as I was like doing my makeup today, I was kind of like packing these things into my Allie Glines bag, so I make sure that I have everything I need. About 7 years ago, I went to the Dominican Republic and didn't bring my mascara with me, and I don't think they have mascara on the island that we were on. It was really sad. So anyway, I have everything, and I think I'm pleased with the way that my makeup has turned out. The eyeshadow palette that I used today is not one that I'm bringing with me. That's the only thing that I'm not bringing, but I think I'm pleased with the way that everything turned out. I'm trying to decide which high-end foundation to bring. So tomorrow I'm going to try my Guerlain foundation. Today I have on the Very Valentino, and whichever one I like the way that it looks better, I'll bring that foundation with me. But let's get into what's on the face today. So I have on the What's Up Beauty eyeshadow palette for my eyes today. This is something that is going in my No Pan Left Behind project, so I'm trying to get use out of this. And for today's look, I have Smoke on the very outer third of my eye, and then I mixed Creature and Breath, these two right here, to blend into the crease. And I took my Stila Stila Glimmer and Glow in the shade Kitten Kaleidoscope, and I took that on the inner third of my eye, and then I took Myth and kind of patted this out on the outer third all the way to the inner third, and then I took just a hair of magic right here and tap that on top. And I'm actually really happy with the way that my eyes turned out today. Like I really, really, really like this look. I do have the Ilia eyeliner in my waterline. And for my mascara, I have a mixture of the Rare Beauty, which I've been loving, and then I did bust open. For some reason, I thought this was the Ilia Limitless mascara, which is like my favorite mascara of all time, but it's not. It's the other Ilia mascara, the Fullest Volumizing Mascara. So I'm gonna bring both of these with me to Las Vegas. I feel like I should also bring Tarte Lights Camera Splashes because I feel like this one's waterproof. Yeah, it is. Okay, I'll bring this one too. That explains why this one's so hard to remove. Anyway, those are the eyes. I also used my Danessa Myricks Groundworks palette for my brows, which I will be bringing this eyeshadow palette with me. All right, for my base today, I used my Milani Chill Out Soothing Primer. I am gonna bring this as a pore filling primer. I'm also bringing my Tula primer. You know, I'm not gonna ruin everything that I'm bringing, but I will at the beginning of my next makeup diaries kind of do like a pack with me. Like I'll share with you everything that I brought, and then as we go along I'll share with you the looks that I created. I am bringing this though, my Tula primer, and I'm like, do I also bring a hydrating primer? I think I might bring my Danessa Myricks one, but I'm also like, is that too extra? Like that would almost be a primer for every day I'm there. But anyway, I used the Milani today, and then I went in with my Very Valentino Light Lasting Perfecting Foundation. I have only worn this once, but I was so impressed with how this looked on the skin the day that I wore it that I was like, do I need to bring this with me to Vegas? We do have like a very formal event, so that's kind of like what I'm thinking through. But my other option would be my Guerlain Healthy Glow Natural Perfection Foundation. Both of these foundations I like because they're almost like a satin matte or like a demi matte finish, where it's not like the flattest, driest, most disgusting thing, but it's also like matte in a sense that I don't need to set it, but like my skin still looks like there's life happening underneath. So I'm gonna take a picture of my face today with this and then with the Guerlain, and then I'm gonna decide which one's coming with me. But the one on my face today is the Very Valentino, and you know, this is my second time using it, but so far I've been really happy with it. I did set underneath my eyes with the Givenchy Prism Libre powder in the shade Viola Rose. I'm like, maybe I'll finish this year and buy another one. This is my favorite under eye setting powder. It provides such a beautiful blur, but I did not use this to set all over my face. I actually did not set the rest of my face. My concealer is my Charlotte Tilbury concealer. I was trying to decide if I also need to bring like a lighter weight concealer. Like, do I need to bring my Tower 28 as well? I mean, I do have room for it. Do I do it? Maybe I will. Just to get, yeah, maybe I will. The responsible answer would be to say no. You don't need everything. But I do. Okay, for my bronzer today, and this is what I think I'm gonna bring with, it's the Give Beauty Pick It Up Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo. And so then I can have, you know, both a bronzer and a contour. I feel like this bronzer is warm enough and deep enough that, you know, I'm gonna be self-tan. I'm currently self-tan, and I'm planning to do maybe like one more layer, and then if I actually get tan, it'll look natural. And then I also have a contour if I want. I don't plan to bring an extra. Oh, that's a lie. So this is like my plan for like full face, like when we're going glam. But I also have a little mini Alley Glines bag filled with like my day-to-day like cream products if I'm wanting like lighter coverage, tinted moisturizer, cream products. So we do have other bronzers coming. Okay, for my blush today, I think I actually will bring this. It makes me a little bit nervous because if this breaks, I will be so devastated. But I'm gonna bring my Lunar Beauty Moon Prism palette, and I just have a mixture of Stargaze and Spacey on my cheeks today. I'm so obsessed with this face palette. I was going in between this and a NARS face palette to come with me, but I was like, I feel like I want the option for a matte cheek, and then if I really want something glowy, I can add in a glow with my highlight, or I have this shade right here which adds a beautiful glow. So this is what's on the cheek. For my highlight, I'm back and forth on what highlight to bring, but I actually think while I'm there, why does my hair stuck in my face? I actually think I'm going to be wanting more of like a golden glow rather than my typical pink highlight. I still am like, do I still bring a pink highlight? I feel like I probably should, but like which one? Okay, I recently recluttered this for my mom, so maybe I'll also pack Laura Geller Charming Pink, because do you guys want to see what happened to my Bobbi Brown Pinkglow? I need to see. Oh, I basically fixed it. It like fell and broke, but anyway. Oh my gosh, Bobbi Brown. Oh, you can only get it on the Bobbi Brown website, but the new like highlighter that's pink, I'm like, I think it's $56. I want that so bad, but I don't need it right now. Anyway, what's actually on my cheeks today, and the one that I'm for sure planning to bring, which is kind of like a plot twist. Like, I didn't think that this was on my Vegas bingo card, but this is the Natasha Denona Pastel, does that say Plexi Glow highlighter. And this is what's on my cheeks today. I like it. I feel like it adds like a beautiful highlighty glow without being like powder sitting on top of your cheeks. So, you know, maybe I'll edit and feel totally different about how my face looks, but I'm gonna bring that with. I also might regret bringing this with, but I feel like this just adds a level of confidence when I add this to a makeup look. So it's my Hourglass Ambient Lighting powders. I have Dim Light, Incandescent Light, and Radiant Light. I just love to use this as a finishing powder, especially on my forehead when I feel like my bronzer is not blending how I want it to, or like if I'm feeling like I look dry here. I really, really like having this with. So I will be packing that. And then I did use my Makeup Revolution Sport Fix Lasting Hold Fixing Spray to set everything down. And the lip combination is, so it started out as the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Iconic Nude. And then I had put on the Buxom Gin Fizz like polish. Then my lips, I looked like I had dead lips, like corpse lips. It was bad. So then I added on the Lawless Forget the Filler in Lavender Sorbet, but I had also put on a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury Very Victoria, but that has all but worn away. Anyway, I will no longer be bringing Gin Fizz with me on to my trip, but rather I'm gonna bring Buxom Samantha, and then I'll obviously be bringing, I haven't decided which shade. Well, I'm for sure bringing my newest Lawless Forget the Filler in Nudie, but I'm trying to decide, do I also want to bring like Cherry Vanilla? Do I want to bring like Juicy Watermelon? Possibly, we'll see. But Samantha from Buxom is going to be coming with as well. But the lips today is the Iconic London, no, Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude Lip Cheat with pretty much Lavender Sorbet from Lawless. You guys know how much I love Lawless Forget the Filler. Anyway, that is what is on my face today for Makeup Diaries Day 7. That is going to wrap it up for today's video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch. Thank you so much for your positive feedback on my first Makeup Diaries. I actually really enjoy filming this. It's just kind of fun to like reflect back on like the looks that I'm creating and, you know, what works and what doesn't. So I am going to plan on continuing filming these. If you guys have any like ideas for other things you'd like to see in Makeup Diaries, let me know. But that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch and for supporting me and my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.